Welcome back to the third series of our Flutter Beginners course. Um, so in this section of the course, we are going to be creating our first Flutter project, and then we're going to be running our emulator. So let me quickly show you how to do this. Alright, so there are two ways you can actually create a Flutter project. One way is to go to your CMD, you go to your command prompt, right, and then you enter flutter create, then the name of the project. But we will not be using that method for today. The method we'll be using will be directly from VS Code here. We're creating a project here. But I think you could also do that from here, okay, from your terminal, right? But I don't want to use terminal. I want to make this as simple as possible, right? So what we could do, we could cd we could do cd, then backslash. Let me just use terminal so you understand this whole process. Cd backslash, right? So you're saying directory back, take me back to my main root, right? Then we'll cd. I have a folder called development, right? So everybody should create a folder. Let me open my file. Okay, so under your local disk, okay, create a folder, call it development. Okay, if you've not done that, do that now. Just go to new up here, right? And then enter the name development. Okay, create that folder. Okay, so pause this video and create the folder and then you continue. So if you've done that, quickly come back to, you can come back and continue with this. So if you cd backslash, then you now have to cd to that folder. You do cd development. Okay, now you're in the development folder. We want to do flutter create first underscore project. Okay, so we are saying flutter should create uh this is the title of the project. So this is a flutter command that creates flutter project. Okay, it's just flutter create. Okay, and then the name of the project. If you want to use a command prompt to create a project, this is how it's done. So you just click enter. So you can see it's creating this project in your development folder. Okay, so you wait for a while. Okay, so you see it's all done. This project is created. So all we need to do right now is to open this project. If you don't have these shortcuts here, you just come over to file up here. You have file up here. Click on file, click on open folder, and then go ahead and open this folder. Quickly go look for your C drive, development, first project. So this is the project, right? So please try and create the folder I asked you to create, because this will help you to follow on with the course without any form of confusion. Okay, so if if it was successful, you should see these folders, right? But if yours wasn't successful, it's most likely because you have network issues. So you should ensure you have a good network before calling that Flutter create project. Okay. So um, we'll be talking about these different files. So this is your work folder. Okay. This is your work folder. Okay. In this workstation, every folder here has a very vital role to play when it comes to uh, the success of your project, of your Flutter project. Okay, so we would be talking about this folder one after the other. Okay, um, the first very the first most important folder here is your Android folder. Okay, so this Android folder you're seeing holds everything related to your Android application. Okay, so it's for the Android OS. I will minimize this. And then the next folder is for iOS. This folder holds everything related to the iOS OS. Okay, the Apple OS. All right. So everything related, all the necessary setup required for uh, iOS. This is where everything is rendered from. Okay. So I'll minimize this as well. And also for Linux, everything required to set up to run this on Linux, it's all on this folder, right? And then Mac OS as well. And then we also have the web version, all right? So everything required, right, to run this app on the web is all in this folder. Okay, we'll not be talking about each of these items one after the other, right? As the course progresses, you get to really understand what each folder represents. Okay, so but one of the most important file in this on this list is your popspec.yml. This is one file you will be working with. Okay, literally every time. So I'm going to go ahead and open this file. So up here, this file carries so much information about your project. Okay, but we will come to this later, but just take note of this. Okay, now let's get to the library. Uh, our library up here is where you will be creating all your Flutter files, right? All your Flutter folders, everything will be handled in this library. And this library comes by default with main.dat. Okay, remember how I told you guys that Flutter is a tree of widgets, right? And in that tree, okay, so let me pull this up. Let me pull this up here. So you see this. Remember how I explained to you guys that Flutter is a tree of widgets. Okay, that the core concept of Flutter framework, everything is a widget. Right? From the top root down to the child, everything is a widget. So this is where you see this concept practically, right? Let me shift this aside. This is where you see this whole concept practically, right? So, but before we go ahead with this explanation, right, we would uh, we would run this project first on our emulator. Okay, so how do we get emulator? Let's quickly go to if you if you already installed emulator from Android Studio, you just come down here, right, where you have no device, right? Click on it. Okay, up here you should see your emulator. Now, for those of you that are using your mobile device, uh, you can just check on Google how to enable developers mode. How to enable developers mode. Let me write this down there. Right. So look for how to enable developers mode in my device. Right. So once you search this on Google, you see a complete guide on probably just put your device name, right? You see a complete guide on how to enable developers mode in your device. Right. Once you're able to achieve this, and then plug your phone via your USB to your system, to your USB port on your system. Once you plug that, right, you will see this no device. Once you click on this, your device will appear here. But once you enable your developers mode, there is a feature you must enable before your device will appear here. That feature is called the debugging feature. Is in your device. Probably I should do a video explaining this for those of you that don't really know about this. But you could also check for videos online. But for those of us using emulator, right? you will see your emulator here. All you need to do is to start it, right? Click on it and wait for a while. So I'm just going to pause this video and wait for my emulator to run. But if you check down here, you're going to see that emulator is building. Okay, it is going to take some time. Don't send. Then that's probably from my emulator. Yeah, so you can see my emulator up here. Okay, you can shift this to the side. So this emulator is a simulation of an actual device, right? So what it does is it helps you test your app real time as you're building. Okay, so whatever changes you that is done to this code, right, will reflect here on the app. Okay, whatever is done on the code reflects here on the app, right? So it's very, very crucial that you have either emulator or a mobile device connected to your workspace in order to properly test uh, whatever you're doing. Yeah, so this could take some time, but and I don't really have that much time, right? So I think my emulator is connected. Failed to launch Pixel 5 error. Okay, so I think I'm having a little bit of okay. So it's coming up. I, I probably was having some issue with space on my device. So, but I think we are almost good to go. So, guys, in the next in this course, in this series, we've been able to create our first Flutter project. In the next series, we will be running our Flutter project and probably start coding. Okay, and not necessarily start coding. We really understand